Hello, hello, and welcome to the House of Witchcraft channel. I'm Taren S, your happy dark witch with over 40 years experience, who's going to be talking a little bit about tarot cards. I would like to start by saying all witches are required to have a deck of tarot cards, and it almost must be in a black bag. And inside the black bag with your tarot deck, you also need to have a sigil of protection. And if the cards, you can't purchase them, they have to be given to you. Y'all aren't believing me, are you? I sure as hell hope not at this point. All right, let's start with all witches have tarot cards. No, they don't. And let me tell you something else. It's actually a new thing. All right? It's modern as far as witches and tarot cards. Historically, we don't go together. So that even makes it more like, why? Marketing, 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 marketing. All right? Yes, witches, witchcraft, magic, always divination. Forms of divination around it. Thousands of years, all right? We believe the oldest of divination techniques probably would have been the throwing of bones or the throwing of shells, and we're guessing, all right? So where do tarot cards come into this? Well, tarot cards as we know them actually didn't come into existence until the 1900s. And it was made by a gaming company. We're all familiar with Pamela Coleman Smith, who is the actual creator of the Rider White deck. She is the one behind all those beautiful illustrations and creating that. It was based on the idea of divination cards. We do know that the Romney witches, the gypsies, and I am saying that correctly because I know some of you are like, y'all said what? They have been using cards in divination for a very long time. We can document it back, but they were using playing cards. All right. Tarot as we know it, again, is very modern. So we've established that nothing to do with antiquity, really. I don't care how much folks want to try to make their history. The tarot cards we use are modern. Yes, they are based on previous forms of divination decks. Where the tarot came into popularity was actually in the 1970s, which is, all right, mass marketing came into our community. Of course, we like divination, so we got us some tarot cards. All right, now we're in the 2020s where we have some of the most bullshit mythology on these cards. All right, please go down your own personal rabbit holes of research. But the first one I want to start with is no, you do not have to be gifted a set of tarot cards. Go buy your own damn cards. All right, folks are out there working hard for their money. Don't be expecting other folks to give you things, I guess is what I'm thinking here. I'm like, why would I be handing out tarot cards to witches? You know? It is a myth. It is an urban myth. It is a nice myth. I really sort of think it's a cool myth. Honestly, the idea of being gifted a set of cards by another witch. Come on, who doesn't buy into that? Not true. No place, not true. And the other thing I talked about was not all witches are into tarot cards. In fact, a lot of them aren't. I know a lot of the witches around me, tarot is not their go-to, all right? They like oracle cards. They have other forms of divination they use, all right? Tarot is way down the list for them. And so do not feel compelled, required, like it's a requirement to be a real witch. I need to have a real set of tarot cards. All right. They're nothing like that. And another thing I want to talk about with tarot, And this is something I see people doing daily card pulls, and I'm thinking, well, I actually prefer oracle cards for a daily card pull versus tarot, because I think the way the tarot cards were designed is to be laid out to tell a story. That is my personal opinion. That is not anything on how you use your tarot. You love a card a day, gives you a great message, and if it's working for you, then please ignore me. All right, I like one witch's opinion. But what I have seen from, like I said earlier, 40 years in this community, where 40 years ago, we didn't see a lot of tarot cards around us. And now I feel like it's almost, folks feel like it's a requirement. And I just want you guys, all you witches and interesting magical beings out there, to understand one word: marketing. That's it. All right. They have been marketed to us. And now we're at a point where I think there's a new deck coming out every day. I'm like, oh my gosh. Not that I'm complaining, because I love some of the decks. All right. I do like using my tarot cards periodically. I also like oracle cards. I also like throwing bones. I also use numbers within divination. I use a lot of different types of divination. This is just one of many. So for you witches out there that are like, tarot's not my thing, please know you're historically correct. It's not a witchy thing. It is a contemporary, modern thing that we've embraced. And if you like them, you love them, please know the history of them. Like I was saying earlier, who Pamela Coleman Smith was. And in any of your cards that you buy or that you're looking into the deck, I always encourage folks, Google the illustrator, Google the creator, and find out what their magic is. Find out what their motivator was. Find out why they created these cards. That helps you connect to them when you're using them. All right? Okay, witches, I do want to give another shout out as I'm putting out videos. It's the end of the video. I promise I'm going to make a video announcing it. I will be at Mystic South in July in Atlanta, Georgia. I would love to have all of you come out. It is a it's actually a pagan conference. It's a polytheistic conference, which means many gods, many beliefs. But it's in Atlanta, Georgia. The group that's putting it on is a wonderful group. This is a great conference. It's like witchy school for 3 days with classes, lectures, presentations, and in the evening, some really good cocktail hours. That's where you will find me. All right, witches, I do hope to see you there. And with that said, get out, fly your brooms, have a bright, blessed day. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a